Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to talk about handheld gaming. And I guess just to get this out of the way, I am not really a handheld gamer. Over my years of playing handheld gaming systems, I've had mixed experiences playing them. Some good, some bad. So I think with this episode, I'm just going to cover all of it. Like, I do these episodes in chronological order of when I experienced the system or the game or whatever. So it's not really when the stuff released, it's, when I experienced it, because this is my history of going through time. So we're kind of going to go in the future a little bit here, which is weird because my experience with handhelds goes all the way up to the 3DS. So I think we're just going to cover all of it. So my first experiences with playing handheld games are the Tiger Electronic LCD games. My brother had one that was just called Baseball, and I had one that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I did not really like that game. I would have already had my Nintendo at the time. I don't know why I bought that thing, but I remember not liking it at all. But I really enjoyed that baseball game. I don't know why. My brother and I, we both really enjoyed that game. It was just a lot of fun. And I have fond memories of going to my grandparents and spending time with my aunt, uncle, and cousins. They lived out of state. So when we got to see them, it was usually always a weekend, and it was just for the day, and that was it. And they always have owned, well, not now, but when my cousins were kids, they always had a van. Full-size van and then a minivan. But they always had like a tote full of toys because they'd come to Iowa for like a week and they'd see both sides of the family. And so we would go to my grandparents and, we might do a few things inside the house, but then we would go outside and we'd screw around. But then sometimes we would go to the van and because they'd have this tote that would have Tiger Electronic games, slide puzzles, books, action figures, just a bunch of toys. So we'd open the doors of the van and just hang out in there. And I can remember playing that baseball game with my cousin Matt, and us both sitting in the front passenger seat and just having a great time. And then my brother got a Game Boy. I don't remember when. I don't remember any of the circumstances to it. At some point, he got a Game Boy. And it had already been out for a while. And I have no memory of playing Tetris on a Game Boy, just the NES. And I have a lot of memories of playing Super Mario Land. So I'm pretty sure his came with Super Mario Land. I also played that game on the demo kiosk at Target. They had a plastic kiosk that sat on the counter at the electronics area. And the Game Boy was like mounted inside this thing and it had a light perfectly positioned so that you could actually see the screen. And so I remember playing Game Boy there. So I'm pretty sure Brian's had Super Mario Land. And then the only other games I remember us owning were the two games that I bought for him, which I know one of them was Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. And I'm pretty sure the other one was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. Because I remember playing that game as a kid. And none of my friends had Game Boys. The only Game Boys I ever played with were my brothers and the demo unit. And I suppose the demo unit might have had TMNT in it, but I kind of doubt it. I'm pretty sure it was Super Mario Land. Or maybe Tetris? I don't know. So, the fondest memory I have of playing that Game Boy is that in our basement we had a living room, and when I bought him 6 Golden Coins, as soon as I started playing that game, I could not stop. Like, I fell hard for that game, and I played it all the way to completion, and I just could not stop playing it. And so I have memories of my brother watching TV and me sitting on this couch. This couch that we had was a sectional, but it was weird because it didn't have an armrest. Like the side of the couch just came up like really high. So when I sat on it, it was like I was sinking into the couch. So I would walk up onto the couch, turn around, and I'd sit down like on my legs. And I'd throw my arm over the side of the couch and lean into it, and then I'd hold the Game Boy because we had a end table and a lamp, and I'd get it positioned just right so I could see the screen. And I played a lot of Six Golden Coins that way. And that's probably some of the last experiences I actually have playing that system, because that would have been towards the end of when we owned it, because I think that game came out in '92. And I don't remember when we got rid of our Game Boy, but we always had to get rid of stuff to get new stuff. So I eventually got a Sega Game Gear. In middle school, we had like this 2-day field trip thing, and my friend was there and he had a Game Gear, and I'm pretty sure this was the first time I ever got to really see one up close. I don't even remember him playing any games on it. He might have, but he had the TV tuner, and I was just amazed by this thing. This color screen, it was backlit. I wanted this thing so badly. I just like had to have it. So I got a Game Gear. I never got the TV tuner, and I got 4 games for it. Came packed with Sonic, and then I had Mortal Kombat, T2 the arcade game, and an X-Men game. And out of all of those games, the one I enjoyed the most was T2 the arcade game. And the thing with handhelds at the time was that whenever I played those games, I felt like I could always be having a better experience if I played a game that I already had access to on a home console. You know, instead of playing Super Mario Land, I can play Super Mario Brothers 3. Instead of playing X-Men on the Game Gear, I could play X-Men on my friend's Genesis or something like that. Like, there was always another way for me to play whatever I was playing. And so I kind of always felt disappointed, unless the game were ports of arcade games. So I really enjoyed T2. My dogs decided to go nuts and started barking at something. Like I mentioned before, they're beagles, so it doesn't take much for them to bark at something. So eventually my brother got an Atari Lynx, and they were clearancing the Lynx out. So he got the system and 4 games, only 3 of them I can remember. California Games, Ninja Gaiden, and Hard Driving. And out of those games we had, I enjoyed Ninja Gaiden and Hard Driving the most. If I could, I put more value into a game that was an arcade port, because we hardly ever got to go to the arcades. When my mom was single, we never went, and we went a little bit more once she had remarried. But those titles just had more value for me because I knew I wasn't going to be able to play those games in the arcade. But if I could play a similar experience, like if I could play Super Mario Bros. 3 instead of Super Mario Land, or if I could go to a friend's house and play X-Men on the Genesis instead of X-Men on my Game Gear, I kind of just always felt playing those games like I was just playing a subpar experience, and I didn't enjoy the games as much. So eventually we got rid of all of that stuff, and my next handheld system was a GBA SP. I was at GameStop. Actually, I don't know if it was still it might have been Software Etc. then. It might not have been GameStop yet. And they had a demo for Advance Wars there, and I really, really liked it. I don't remember which one it was, but I really enjoyed it. So I bought a Platinum GBA SP, and I bought Advance Wars, and I had a new job at the time, and there was some downtime, and I really liked that SP. It was a nice clamshell design, so the screen was protected, and it fit very well in the pocket of my work pants. And I could take it to work, and it really wasn't an inconvenience, and then I could pull it out and, play a little bit of a game when I had a free moment. Eventually, I did get some more GBA games, but I think I actually didn't get those until I got a DS. So I got the original launch of the DS, I had the Mario Kart version, and I didn't like the DS as much because it was bigger. It didn't fit in my pocket as well. So eventually, when the Lite came out, I got a DS Lite. And you could still play GBA games on it, but they stuck out from the bottom of the system. And I got 2 of the Super Mario Advance games, the ones that were Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. I got Final Fight 1. That was a pretty fun game. I enjoyed my time with that. But out of all the handhelds I owned, the DS is by far the one I had the most fun with. And I think that's because the majority of the games for that system, they were designed for that system. You know, they weren't ports of some other experience. Like I played all of the Phoenix Wright games, all the Professor Layton games. I played all the Castlevania games, and I did enjoy those. Those games played very well on the DS. But I had a number of games for that system, and I really enjoyed my time with it. But then when the 3DS came out, like I was on the fence. I was in my early 30s, and I remember thinking, is there really a point for me in owning a portable system? You know, I'm only going to be playing it at home. Is there just really a point for that? What's the point of me having one? Well, my wife decided for me, and she bought me one for Christmas. The 3D feature would kind of hurt my eyes. I would either turn it off or keep it on the lowest setting. And the last game I bought for that was Samus Returns, which I did enjoy, but the one reason I don't own any of that handheld stuff anymore is because it hurts my hands to play those systems. They're so small that my fingers and especially my wrists start to hurt, and I just don't really have a good experience playing them. And the only reason I've kept my Game Boys is because they have the most nostalgia tied to them. That's basically my whole history of handheld gaming, so let's take a look at these systems here. So we've got the original launch Game Boy. So this is what my brother would have had. Like I said, I'm pretty sure his came with Super Mario Land. And all my Game Boy games are loose, like the 5 or 6 that I own, but they all came like in these plastic clamshell cases. And then they re-released the Game Boys. They had these Play It Loud variants. And I've got this one that you can see through. When my dad remarried, I had a stepsister, and this is her Game Boy that she had as a kid. And when she finished high school and left, she asked me if I wanted it. So of course I'm like, yeah, I'll keep your Game Boy, sure. This thing still works great. I've had this since probably 2000, and I like it. You know, I like see-through things. I just think it was really cool how you could see all the components in it. So, yep, thing still works great. So does this gray one. So let's check out the 5 or 6 games, however many it is, that we're going to play on my Super Game Boy. And I'm going to play through those in chronological order so we can kind of see the evolution of the graphics and the gameplay. So let's do that now. Okay, we are starting off with Super Mario Land. And as you can see, this game looks a little different from, Super Mario Brothers. I'm not sure where this game came out, like in the timeline of Super Mario Brothers games. If we probably already had Super Mario Brothers 2, but not 3. And even though this game it looks different from what we had, I remember not thinking anything about it. It was just like, oh, okay, this is what Mario Brothers looks like on the Game Boy. It was different, and that was kind of neat. Your fire flowers are not fire flowers. They're some sort of bouncy ball thing. So there was some liberties taken with game design. Miyamoto did not work on this game. Wow, I am not doing so great. The one thing I will say about this game is the controls take some getting used to. I don't know how to really describe it. Well, I guess I feel like I'm never really totally in control. Like, the jumping almost seems like a little twitchy or overreactive. Like, I just feel like I'm one incorrect button press away from, you know, screwing something up or falling into a pit. It just takes some getting used to, which is kind of the case with the next game that we're going to be playing as well. So if we go in this upper door, we have a bonus area. Well, there'll be these different levels, and each level has a bonus item on it, and we got to position... Wow. Well, that's about the worst you can do. I didn't even get any free guys. So everybody should be familiar with these trees from the original Super Mario Brothers. It's kind of nice in this game how they, you know, they kept some things similar and then they also changed some things up so it felt a little different. I don't necessarily like all the changes. I would prefer to have a fire flower instead of this ball. Ooh. That was a one-up, as you saw. Because of the limited, I guess, well, graphics and color palette, I'm assuming that they went with that heart because they didn't want it to look like a mushroom and confuse players, you know, with the super mushroom that you get to make you into Super Mario. I'll see if we can do a little bit better here on our bonus stage. Well, 2, that's not bad. I will say this was the one thing that I really liked about this game was the Egyptian theming. You know, as a kid and even as an adult, you know, Egypt and the pyramids, that stuff is very interesting. So I liked that, oh, I forgot about those blocks that fall. I like how they integrated that into this game. It's just, it's different, it's cool. Looks like, yeah, looks like those two are gonna fall. I can't remember, is this the last level in this world? I think it is. I was gonna try to kill him with this ball because of the noise that it makes. There we go. That noise is just terrible. So very reminiscent of Super Mario Brothers. We take out our boss and we go into this next room. And this game does not feature Princess Peach, but features Daisy. And like Super Mario Brothers, we were fooled. It is not her. Our princess is in another castle. So that's Super Mario Land. Let's check out our next game. And our next game is Batman. This is a game that I did not play as a kid. I wanted to, and I never got the chance to. And it follows the '89 movie pretty well. You can see here that this is the scene in the movie where Bruce is holding, I think it's a fundraiser at his mansion, and the police officer walks up to Commissioner Gordon and tells him that they've located Jack Napier at Access Chemicals, and those guys take off. And in the movie, he hasn't changed into Batman yet. He's just sitting there watching on his monitor. Which, I mean, no big deal. It's not that really big of a liberty to take. As you'll notice here, the one interesting thing about this game is that I have a gun. Now, I don't know if there's a story behind this, like if it's some sort of a tranquilizer gun, some sort of non-lethal type of thing. Just an interesting choice for the developers to give Batman a gun. Although, around this time, Batman did use a gun in the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns story, and people just went all crazy about it and talked about how he ruined the character and this and that, and he really didn't, but people just weren't used to seeing Batman use a gun. As you can see, you can shoot these blocks, and the dark ones have objects in them. I screwed that all up. That heart will fill our health. The one-ups in this game, they look like Batman. They look like his cowl. And this game, along with Super Mario Land, the jumping, the controls in general, they just feel twitchy. Like, they take some getting used to, and I just feel like I'm always on the verge of, you know, not jumping far enough or over jumping. As you can see, we got this batarang that's creating a barrier, so it takes out enemies. Oh, the wave gun, that's what that W is. I do not like it. Like its name, when it shoots its projectile makes the shape of a wave, and sometimes you just don't hit what you want to hit. So this is like a pixel perfect jump. I wouldn't be surprised if I fall to my death here. Oh, made it. I don't know what the B means. You'll get all kinds of different things, and I don't know what they mean. Like I said, I do not have the instruction manual for this game, so I have no idea what B stands for, but whatever it is, it seems to be working fine. This is funny. So here's the end of the level. All this door is locked, so what do? We just blast the door open. No closed door is going to stop Batman. So we've made our way into the chemical factory. And I think all the enemies, ooh, that was close. I think all the enemies in this level take 2 hits. The first level is just 1 hit, but this one it's 2. I'll get another barrier shield thing. As you can see in most games, they take liberties with some of the enemies because you just can't fight the same old guys over and over again. So we've got some sort of like remote control tank thing. And let's go down here. I don't know what N is, maybe normal, and I don't know what this pill thing does, but whatever, we're gonna pick it up. I don't really want that thing. Looks like my shot's bigger. Oh, maybe this won't be bad after all. This game you can walk up here, like I mentioned in my Nintendo episode when I played Super Mario Brothers. I thought that I was smarter than the developers, and I wasn't supposed to go up there. Oh. Huh, looks like I'm taking them out with one hit now. Maybe it is like a more powerful projectile. Blast our door open. All right, now we fight Jack. I don't know if I want to beat this. I don't remember this fight taking this long. This seems like taking forever. Alright, there we go. Jack falls into the vat of chemicals and he turns into the Joker. Okay, so let's check out our next game. Our next game is TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan. Playing as Donnie. It shouldn't surprise anybody that's seen my other videos. And the one thing you will notice right off from the bat is, whoops, what happens when you press the wrong button. The sprites are much larger in this game. This game and Batman came out in the same year. So they probably started development close at around the same time, maybe, but the rest of the games that I will be featuring in this video, the sprites are much larger like this. And this game looks really good. You can easily tell that these are foot soldiers. Those robot things, I think, are just something that they created for the game. This is a good looking game. Although, you look at Donnie and his bow doesn't really look like a bow, it looks more like a baton. The music is even, very recognizable. The one downfall of this game is that it's just too easy. Like, all these guys take one hit, so you just end up, making your way to the right, and you slash here and you slash there, and everybody goes down with a hit. The other games on the NES and the Super Nintendo, it takes multiple hits to kill an enemy. So the turtles will kind of do like a little combo, where they'll do some quick hits and follow up with like a strong hit. And we've got bats. You never know what to put for enemies in your game. Seems like bats are always the default. Although I suppose down in the sewer, maybe you'd have some bats. I don't know. As you can see, there's mousers in this game. And so we're on the streets, we go down to the sewer, and now we're back on the streets again. Whoops. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but... Hopefully I can get some more pizza for our boss battle. Oh, we're back into the sewers again. Okay. I require more pizza. Huh. Dang it. I have this fear that this block is going to come down from the ceiling and take me out. Oh. I don't think that's enough for me to beat. I think it's Rocksteady. Sure is. All right. So we beat Rocksteady. Nice picture of Donnie. And then I believe when we go to the next level, we can choose whatever turtle we want. Yeah. All right. So let's check out our next game. All right, our next game is Navy SEALs, based off the 1990 movie. The story so far: a naval helicopter has been shot down by terrorists. The crew are being held hostage in a nearby seaport. Your objective: find the terrorist hideout. So again, this game's got big sprites. This game is tough. You can't shoot when you jump, which is weird. Like Contra, you get hit once and like that's it, you're done. And so the darker box there, you cannot go through that one, but the lighter ones you can. Boy, I hope I don't jump up here. I have no idea what the power-ups do. There's that little lightning bolt that was up there. I have no clue what that does. This should give us ammo. Oh, looks like we got a whole new gun. Like an MP5. Right in the face. This gun's like fully automatic. There's a time limit. It's that little like fuse that's burning down, which is kind of cool. This looks like a free guy. This game is tough. With having one-hit deaths like Contra, it's hard. It's got these nice looking, like, you know, cutscene transitions. You found the terrorist hideout where the crew are being held and now wait just outside. Parts of the ceiling will break in this level. Maybe that's what that's supposed to tell you, that little broken part of the ceiling there. You guys seem much more aggressive in this level. I feel like that part of the ceiling should break away. There's some blind jumps in this game. I think there's spikes down in there, but I don't really know for sure because I can't see. And I can't make it very far in this game. Oh! Well, that's what it looks like when you've been killed, knocked out. Yes, makes it a lot easier if he jumps down to come get me. Oh shoot. Ah. The first time I saw this movie, my family was on vacation, and the hotel that we stayed at, dang it. I really should be paying attention, but I'm not. The hotel that we stayed at, you could rent VHS tapes. Like they had this, like almost like this vending machine thing, like mounted to the wall down by the front desk, and you made your selection of whatever movie you wanted to watch, and like this robotic arm thing would go and grab the movie, and the first time I saw this movie, I thought it was like the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, oh, this movie's so awesome. Being interested in the military, oh, that was not good. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, this isn't looking good. Oh, I still have a guy left. I'm afraid that like part of the ceiling is going to break away, and I'm not going to be able to see it because it just seems like something this game would do. Alright, this will probably be as far as I get because I always get to a point to where there's like a pixel perfect jump. Oh my god. And I usually can't make it. Oh shoot. No! Oh! Alright, well that's it. Let's play our last game. No huge surprises here. Our last game is Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Let's clear this one. As you can see, big sprites and an overhead map world, so inspired by Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World. The controls in this game feel much more responsive than the original Super Mario Land. Like, night and day difference. The sprite of Mario looks much better. Whoops. You can see very traditional enemies. Our one-ups are still hearts. I don't remember what the bell is for. Fire flowers are in this game. You get this little feather in your cap. And then we can do the spin jump like in Super Mario World. Break blocks. Another free guy. And then if you ring this bell that's up here, it unlocks the bonus game. Which this one is like a claw machine, which I've never won anything on a claw machine before. So this is the map that you go around. There's all these different worlds that you can go to. They've all got different themes. Wario's castle's right there in the middle of the map. Let's go here. The Pumpkin Zone. So we start off in a cemetery. And I believe the enemies, yeah, the enemies are themed to the worlds as well. Which is nice. You get some different enemies. You're not fighting the same old things over and over again. That's pretty cool. It's like a Jason mask with a knife stuck in it. That if you pick that up, you can fly. Like you get like these little like, well, like rabbit ears. You get these like little rabbit ears on your hat, and you can then. Oh, you can then fly. So the premise of this game and where it gets its name, the 6 golden coins, is that for us to get into Wario's castle, we have to unlock these 6 golden coins, or we have to oh, well that stunk. Every single time you beat the boss of one of the worlds, you'll be rewarded with a coin. And once you have all the coins, it'll unlock the door to Wario's castle. But like I said in the earlier part of the video, I just really fell in love with this game. I really liked the visuals. It looked much more like a Mario Brothers game. And this game plays really well. Like the controls and that. This is probably, out of all the games that I've played, this game by far has like the best controls as far as responsiveness, and yeah, which shouldn't be surprising. I mean, this is also the newest game that we've played. Oh, I missed a heart. Oh well. Missed another heart. Well, that stinks. Oh! I didn't know I could jump through that. So kind of like in Super Mario World, if you kill enough guys in a row, you'll get a 1-up. Oh, shoot. Oh. Uh-oh. Here's our witch. There we go. So to complete the 5 other zones, and we can unlock the door to get into Wario's castle. So I think that'll about do it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.